Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 329. It is Monday here in Cincinnati. It's a little warmer, but it's gray and rainy and foggy and kind of one of those dreary Monday mornings where nobody wants to go back to school or go back to work. I decided when there was a little break in the rain that it was a good day to get outside. Since it was warmer, we've had snow and cold temperatures all weekend. So I went for a run, and it was so good to just see the trees, run with the trees, feel my feet on the pavement, just breathe the fresh air. So I encourage you, if you are in those winter doldrums where you're inside a lot because it's so chilly outside, bundle up and put on a hat, go outside and just remind yourself of the growth and the regeneration that is always happening in nature. You know, here on our planet, there's always so much life force moving when we are able to connect with that and step outside of our concrete buildings and cars and trucks and just be outside. It feels so good. So that was my morning, and there's a lot I want to share. I think what I'll start with is the full moon in Leo this past weekend. So I did a little bit of reading, in our astrological wizards when they share so much beauty, and just tuning into how they're interpreting the energy of the full moon and what's shifting on our planet. And I went into my own meditation yesterday before our group call at 10 and tuned into what I sense shifting with this full moon in Leo. And I shared some of it in that meditation space, but I'll share a little bit of it here also. When I was feeling the full moon in Leo energy, it wasn't so much from a place of like Leo often is big energy and visibility and social events, and like the lion in the celebration and space holding, that it does this big Leo roar. And what I felt was much quieter, this full moon offering us a way to really drop deeply into ourselves and feel our own sense of belonging, our knowing of who we are, our roles here in this reality that we're living on Earth. If we think of the lion when it moves through the jungle knows its role. When it moves across the prairies, wherever the lion is, it doesn't always have to roar to feel its place in the kingdom of the animals, in the energy of the world. I would venture to say that the lion dominates the human species when the two are put face to face. And so the lion knows how it holds its own energy within the collective field. When I was feeling this full moon in Leo, full moons typically offer illumination or a broader perspective, a new way of seeing things. And that can bring up those shadowy places that we sort of hide away and tuck away and don't want to look at. That illumination shines the spotlight, and then you see more. And so when I was feeling that sort of illumination with the Leo energy added to it, it feels like we're being offered a clearer picture of how we fit into the whole, individually, how we fit into the whole. WHOLE, whole. Like, we are part of one, of everything, all of us. And so what is our place in that? And can we rest in the knowing of who we are and why we are here, and drop some of the questioning? When you think of the lion, I said this on the call yesterday, the lion, when it's walking around the jungle, isn't going up to each of the animals and going, what am I? Am I a lion? What does the lion do? The lion just knows. It just knows, and it walks into any communal space and claims its space, and the other animals respect that the lion knows who it is, and they know who they are. And so all of the dynamics play out because each one knows their role, their gifts, their strengths, their weaknesses, how they all work together. And so I feel like we are being offered a new perspective, a broader perspective of how to see our place individually in this collective energy field of humanity here on Gaia. We can choose to explore that, or we can choose to allow it to just be energy that moves, and maybe it's something that shows up for us later in our journey. That also is part of what I sense in this full moon in Leo. Sometimes the lion is roaring, and sometimes the lion is sleeping. Sometimes it's out hunting, and sometimes it's just resting at home, making babies for more future lions. There's no expectation except for the lion to be present and tune into what needs to shift or what is possible next. And so we can each feel our resonance with Leo energy, because we are all part of every sign. We all have a little of every sign in us. And so if we're all a little bit of a Leo, and this full moon is shining Leo energy, or shining on Leo energy, how do we explore in our own world, our own tiny little circumferences in which we live, what our place is? And how do we want to show up today, this year, or this lifetime in our place, knowing it without questioning it? So I was tuning into all of that, and then this morning listening to a Wayne Dyer reflections, maybe 20 minutes, and he talks about the Tao and his interpretation of it, and his relationship specifically with his children and his grandchildren, and how he applied the Tao theories or testaments or principles, maybe that's a better word, the Tao principles into his parenting skills. And he said from early on, he has always told his children, you are holding within you a piece of the universe. You are that infinite universe here in a human body as much as I am. And so my role as a parent, this is what he would tell them, my role as a parent is to keep you safe and also constantly show you how you have your own path, you have your own learning, you have your own experience. And my role as your parent is non-interference, to give you the space in which you can play and explore what your journey is. And I thought about, in The Lion King, the movie, going back to lion energy, how the Lion King, Mufasa, before he is killed, he tries to explain to Simba at the top of Pride Rock, he's like, all of this is yours. Everything here is yours. You have to allow yourself to be, I'm not saying it right. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much all he said. He didn't even tell him. He just said, this is all yours. Non-interference. He didn't even tell him what he had to do. And then he died. And then Simba had to have his whole experience. And then finally, Simba realized he was also the Lion King and stepped into his gifts and changed the whole vibration in the movie of the world, right? Of the animal kingdom and the connection with the earth. They healed everything, because the little tiny Simba stepped into the fullness of who he was here to be, which was always inside of him. And I feel we are all that. We all have that knowing within ourselves. one of the other things Wayne Dyer was describing about his relationship with his children is he said anytime they had a question about what to do or they were in trouble for something, he would say to them, what do you believe the right decision or choice is right now? Feel in your heart you already know. Non-interference at its best, right? I'm not going to tell you what you need to do because I know you already know what to do. So let me support you in knowing and moving into your own alignment. What a powerful way to parent. I feel like I've tried to live that way, and yet I listen to him and think I'm not even close. I'm not even close. He would say funny things to his children and to his grandchildren, like they would come running over. He was describing a story with his grandchild and some little children who were over, and they kept running over to him and complaining about who was splashing the other one in the pool and who was ganging up on the other one. And he said each time they came over, he would say to them, I am a Tao master, and I know you know what to do. And when you are near water, you will be splashed. It is the way of the water. And they would run off after wondering, like, huh? Why won't he fix it? And then one would come back again a little later and say, blah, 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 blah. He would go, I am a Tao master. Oh, I mean, what a great way to parent. I'm going to try that. I am a meditation master. I know you know what to do. It's so funny. So fun, too, when we can bring humor into it, as well as knowing our place. He described when he took his son to college, and his wife wanted him to help with registration and walking his son through it. He took his tennis racket with him, dropped his son off, and said, I know you know where you're going to go and what you're going to do, and if you don't know, just ask. That's what registration is. And his son is like, wait, where are you going? What are you doing? And he says to his son, I am a prophet. I am paid by the thought that I have. So I'm going to go think while I play tennis, and then I'm going to go walk on the beach, and I'm going to think there. I am a prophet. Oh, God, so good. And of course his son was fine, and he registered for college, and everything was okay. Yeah, sometimes loving means we allow others their own experience. Always, not sometimes, always. Loving means we practice non-interference and we allow others to have their own journey and have their own process they move through. And we know they know. We know they find their own way. We know they already know the way, even if they don't realize it. So all of this has been entertaining me and moving through me. And I keep coming back to this integration or journey that I have been on since I printed and released Just White Light. What has been confusing for me over the last couple of weeks is knowing the value and the power of what is shared in that book, and then also and how galactic and big the information is, and then also being here in the humanness of Vivienne and living this daily life and wondering, how do the two connect? What is it I'm supposed to be doing to support the book, and what is the book's role now in my life, and what does all of this mean? All of the information I shared in the stories in the book describe my own journey and how my arc of learning is at a completion. And so what does that mean? How do I live this next phase of my human journey knowing the soul process is at this beautiful resting point? And so I've just been moving through activities and conversations and feeling in meditation time whatever it is that is coming through and wanting to be felt. What feels true to me in this moment, at least, is that when we birth something beautiful and new into existence, and we know it is pure and complete, it's ready to be shared in whatever way that energy wants to move, there's a sense of detachment that is possible. And I've been wrestling with detachment. I don't want to detach. I want to hold on. I want to massage and move and support the energy that moved through me. And the message I keep getting is take off the reins, take your hands off the wheel on this one, and allow it to breathe and move in the way that it's meant to. And that that is confusing for me, because I've always felt this need to control what I create or control how I do my work. And I get the sense there's more spaciousness needed at this time in the work that I do, so that energy can move and people can find their own way through the information I've shared. When I woke up this morning, one of my first thoughts was, what am I even going to talk about today on the podcast? I don't even know what to talk about. I feel like I have shared so much wisdom, so much information that has been flowing through me, and I've been so happy to do that, and so grateful to have you listening and be able to share with you what I see and feel. And also, I find that I feel like I'm repeating myself, or some of the freshness of the translation is not the same. And I know that's because so much of it came through in Just White Light. The book has so much wisdom and power in it, and there's a bit of a sense in me of like, I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired from all of that came through. So what I am feeling in this moment is moving the podcast to just one day a week and doing it on Fridays. We all have busy weeks, and I feel like a fun nugget of whatever is wanting to be shared through me will be really exciting for me to do on Fridays. I love Fridays, and I love the energy of moving into a weekend where I've got all this space with my family, and it's just a fun day. So I'll do the podcast on Friday, and I feel like that's going to allow some of the energy to lift that I've been feeling, so it won't feel quite so heavy. Heavy's not the right word. Quite so intense. It'll just be a fun space for me to play. And I'm sure the messages will be as cool and awesome as always, because my soul has a lot that it likes to share, and I'm guessing they may be a little bit longer podcasts if I do them once a week, so 20, 30 minutes, I don't know. We'll see. I also have the sense some of my events and activities may scale back just a little bit, and and become more powerful, more potent in the ones that I am present for. So the new moon circles are really beautiful spaces. I just sense that energy continuing to expand, and more people coming into that community, because so much connection is happening, so much healing individually is happening as we all witness and support each other. So I'm definitely continuing those. I absolutely love my energy gym space. I don't know how to properly validate or celebrate the magic that is happening in the lives of those who are in that playground with me. It is breathtaking and marvelous, magnificent to feel, to watch how a soul just takes over someone's path and expands them into their greatness and their beauty. And that is what I witness every Tuesday when we have our video chats. So I absolutely am going to continue to keep that space open, and my intention is for that community to continue growing. If there's any resonance in what I describe when I have talked about the gym, or if you need accountability and you can feel the gentleness and also the strength of the accountability in that space, I encourage you to take a few minutes and look it up on my website. It's under Offerings Community, Viv's Energy Gym, and it's extraordinary what is happening there. So you'll know if it's a match for you. I have our Sunday meditation calls, which are awesome. I'm going to continue doing those. And sessions, I will continue limited sessions. I don't feel like I'll be doing quite as many, mainly because there's a depth to the work that I do, and you have to be ready to step into that sort of you have to be ready to step into a container where you are going to be seen fully and allow space for the way you're being seen to then change your life. And so it takes a readiness for that experience. Yeah, and we still are going to be doing quietly listening on Wednesday nights. I absolutely love, I can't express enough the richness and the gentleness and the expansiveness of the energy healing that happens when Andrea Henkels opens a container of acupuncture and does what she does. It is so incredible to receive. So those are every other Wednesday. We have one this week, and then in 2 weeks after that. So you'll know. You'll know what resonates and what doesn't. And then I'm going to trust how I am guided next. I'm not quite sure what the path is looking like in this moment. There's so much goodness happening in my family and here in our home. We're about to start some renovation projects, and I can just feel the managing of that and the joy and the richness of that. And yeah, a little slower pace feels good. All right, so that is what's moving. I trust there is some guidance for you or some matches for you that you can apply into your own schedule and activities and routine. The song that I would like to read to you, the lyrics from the song, it's called Walk Your Way On Through. And on Friday, I read the lyrics to Moments of Bliss by Alicia Mathewson. She has another song on her 12 Rebirth album that I love equally to Moments of Bliss, and it's called Walk Your Way On Through. And I found myself singing those lyrics today as I was running and having a few tears and just feeling the clarity of these lyrics being where I am. I am walking myself through into this next phase of what my journey is going to become, and I don't know yet what that is. And also as I do that, there's a releasing of energy for the way I've done my work in the past, so that all of those I've supported before can also walk their way on through. Because I know we are each divinity here in the human form. We are all stardust expressed in this body that is bone and dust. We all come from the same love and energy, and we all return to that. And so we're all fully capable of knowing what it is we are here to do and trusting our own guidance. And when there are moments for us to play together, you'll know it and I'll know it. And when there are other paths that take you to where you need to be, you'll know it and I know it. So today I end with these lyrics, and then I'll be back on Friday. Gotta put my glasses on. All right. Walk Your Way On Through by Alicia Mathewson. If I could make it better by writing a song, you know I would. But I stopped living my life long ago from should. If I could lift it all up, take all your pain away, you know I'd sing that song. That is a prayer that I would pray. I've shown you the light, I've shown you the door, and I just can't keep doing it anymore. No, no, my love, it's time for you to walk your way on through. I can't do it for you. It's time for you to walk your way on through. If I could write a song to heal the world, that's what I'd do. But how many of us even believe that could be true? If I could lift it all up, take all the pain away, that is a song I'd sing. that is a prayer that I would pray. We've been shown the light. We've been shown the door. And we just can't keep doing this anymore. No, no, my love, it's time for you to walk your way on through. It's time for you to walk your way on through. No one's going to do it for you. No, 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 no. No one's going to do it for you. It's time to walk your way on through. I am always with you. It's time we walk our way on through. Thank you for tuning in to this vibration of pure love. I invite you to join me on Sunday mornings for an hour of meditation, visualization, and energy healing, where we realign our mind, body, spirit with Gaia and Source. You can learn more at mysouljourney.com. Let's take this message of Gaia's love out into all of our relationships and communities today. So much love from my heart to yours.